Okay. We're in and we're on. Let's do some finalisation for setting up and then we're good to go. Well, it's safe to say we had an absolute madness last night with Trump and his speaking. Gold went absolutely mental for no reason. Obviously, it's not no reason, it is for a reason. They got to about 9 o'clock when he was talking, and then suddenly the world decided to move about, I don't know, 20 to 30 pips a second up and down like an absolute madman. It just travelled around a little bit. I managed to actually pay attention to some of it, but the spreads were about 20 pips, so definitely wasn't trading it forever. And then this morning we've dipped down and we're around about here now. So the way we're sitting at the minute, kind of falling into a range. So we've got effectively, I suppose there's one there, and then like a broader one would be to cover to the bottoms here. So I think I'm just going to be waiting for either a break above or below these lines, to be honest. So I'm just going to sit these in rather than having a box, just so that the background colour isn't changed. And this is what we're waiting for. We had a very similar setup here. So on Tuesday, range for the whole day. I streamed for this morning bit and then was like, I've had enough. And then by about, this was like 4 o'clock my time, we had a breakout. So I caught the trade and it was nice all the way down. And then yesterday, Wednesday, short range in the morning, which was nice. We got a breakout about 9 o'clock-ish and we just caught that, rode that all the way up. Missed this one on the way down. It wasn't on the charts. And then for the rest of the day, we kind of just sat there. A little bit of chasing, like I didn't actually trade, but I was sort of forcing the issue, trying to see if I could catch one, and it just never really formulated. So no trades, and then like I say, mental last night, and then now we're here this morning.
Felt it all from the start. Changed the way that I perceive the night. There's no wrong or doing right, as long as you can seize the fire. So let me love you while the moon is out, yeah. Bring it like nobody else. Only you can do this with my body. Your skin on mine is raising hell. Since you got into my life, I've been losing sleep. You're rushing through me like a bump of adrenaline. Since you got into my life, I've been losing sleep. You're rushing through me like a bump of adrenaline. I'm just one call from where you are. Did you really think I'd lose the time? I ride from home, right from the stars. We can always take a time and head back to the start. So let me love you while the moon is out, yeah.
I think I might just put just some crossing alerts just below these wicks here, just to make sure I get a nice little ding dong in case I'm not paying attention.
You're rushing through me like a bump of adrenaline. Since you got into my life, I've been losing sleep. You're rushing through me like a bump of adrenaline. Let's go, babe. Let's get it on. I never had somebody do like this before. Let's go, babe. Let's get it on. I'd never had somebody do like this before. Since you got into my life, I've been losing sleep. You're rushing through me like a bump of adrenaline. Since you got into my life, I've been losing sleep. You're rushing through me like a bump of adrenaline. Let me call you tonight, and I need you in my life. Baby, I miss you so much. Just two pills, I dream about you all night. They're in love, but sex was alright. At the club, I see you, you're shining bright. I'ma take you home, we'll have fun all night. Sick of love, but I need you in my life. I'm sorry, love, but you don't have to fight. Let me come and let me hug you tight. Baby, I'm the reason and I need you in my life. Baby, I miss you so much. Just two pills, I dream about you all night. They're in love, but sex was alright. At the club, I see you, you're shining bright. I'ma take you home, we'll have fun all night. Hey, hey, call. Let me make it better, I will sing to you. Shawty, you so perfect, let me fall for you. Sorry to know you're not alone tonight. Yeah, closer to you. I'm falling for you, and I can't be the one. I'm falling for you. Let me call you tonight, and I need you in my life. Baby, I miss you so much. Just two pills, I dream about you all night. They're in love, but sex was alright. At the club, I see you, you're shining bright. I'ma take you home, we'll have fun all night.
Yeah, so part of the reason why I'm being a little bit extra cagey today, instead of sort of presuming, you just see from this 1 minute candle now. So this one that's green here initially pushed down, which technically is like a break of this little, you could call this area a range. That's why I sort of drew the blue range marker on just to see. But we've wicked down and we've pulled back up, and that's effectively like a bullish candle. And then obviously the next one was pushing up but then closed bearish, and this one was pushing down but closed bullish. And then this one closing bearish sort of says, okay, we've just checked into this sell imbalance that broke this low of the range. And then obviously the next candle did push fully down. And then again, jumped straight back up by the time of close, and in fact closed bullish. And then this one, you've just seen, has pushed all the way back down again to break this low of the range. Then it has just been pushed back up again. So it's quite a bullish signal in the sense that it's that big of a sell-off. But to do full circle and explain as to why my caginess, again, my stop loss generally is only like a 10 pip. And because of the volatility in the sense of the size of the candles, for me to find a safe enough entry, say that somewhere just down here, I don't really have any fair values or arrows or anything to signify it. Now I understand that if you could get in on these in the right place, you've literally, within a few minutes, you could be bosh, like now, you'd be banging away, that would be good. But like this first initial candle that broke and turned bullish, let's say I wanted to sort of take the chances on that one, entry would be pretty much where I've drawn that white line actually, and then I would have been stopped out literally on the next candle, but it's still pushed up. So I don't really want to chase any sort of volatility, and that's also why my breakout range is actually the bigger range rather than the internal range, because this move itself is still a good 40 pip. Like, that's a plentiful trade, to be honest. But then we are getting these wicks and pivots in the middle of this overall, like the higher, what am I calling it, the bigger range. So trading from the middle is and can be quite dangerous, unless you're catching it where it is testing the middle to then break out to one of the like up or down, but then you're not going to know that, are you? So like here, you could have seen it's been around the middle area, it's sold off, respected, but then it's come back to sell off again. So you could be in this sell expecting it to break, and then obviously it doesn't, and it comes back up here, when really a buy from the bottom of the range would have been a better trade, because that there's probably about 60 to 80, maybe 100. Like, let's say you even if you got in here, yeah, so that's 85. So like that's 100, and that's if you call full range, you're looking at about 120. But so you go, look, prime example of this is definitely looking bullish. For our small scale, like 30 pip catching of a trade and stuff, it's just this entry zone is far too big, too dangerous. Because again, let's say we saw this one come down and we was like, nope, we're waiting for our pullback, and then we got the pullback here. That was quite a strong bearish candle the way it was going, so the likelihood that you would hit a buy on that probably quite slim, because you'd expect it to be breaking. And let's say you did, let's say you hit the buy as it was pulling back up. So although it says it stopped out, let's ignore the wick for now, and we caught it on that last few seconds as it's pushing back up. You've still got this next candle that's shot down, and given spreads and slippage for the rate in which that moved, you would have been stopped out on that, unless you were like right at the very bottom. Then you would have obviously got away with it. Potentially you could have seen that this top wick here, this bullish candle top wick, would have been your entry line for the structure. So we've gone up, down, broke, and then when we come back to it, we're going to come back to here. But you're not going to know that from that far in the past, because at that time none of these candles exist. So let's say from here we go from this break and we're looking for this to be our entry level, because we've got a top wick and then we've got effectively the first, after the break, it's the first pullback and continuation. So we're looking for this level here, watching this run still, thinking okay, then it's pulled back, we're like, ah, that would have been our entry, and then it's respected with a wick again. And then we've come down and we've got low volume on the turn, so big push, low volume, so the sell-in's gone, and big push, so we'd still be thinking, okay, we've missed it, probably would have closed out by now, and then there you go, you get your wick. So that's where the patience bits comes from, but also to see that far into the future, it's definitely not an easy thing to do, because you're trying to catch the perfect entry, you're trying to predict an entry, and that is very dangerous sometimes. Let's say you predicted your entry to be on this candle here, and you missed constantly, like it literally was just missing constantly. Then you got wicked in, you think you're invincible because you got it right, 2 minutes later, gone. And that would make sense to aim for this area, because you've had the break, you've had a check, and this effectively is making the order block. Your stop loss is covering the low of what would be that order block, and then you've got your bullish candle that you're catching the fair value of right at the bottom of it. So it would make sense that that's logical. But you would have sat for 20 minutes not in a trade to then spend 2 minutes to get wicked out. So it's hard to find the entry. And this is partly why when I ramble on, I talk about the patience of waiting for signals, waiting for those entry lines. And also I set my settings for my fair value gaps, the ATR at 0.75. So it's got to be quite a big gap. I used to trade on 0.5, which is more than fine, to be honest. It still has a very good win rate. It's just that where I trade now more on the 1 minute time frame, you get a lot more noise, a lot more information, so you therefore get a lot more fair value gaps. And with those, a lot more of them, the percentage wise, will be ignored rather than respected. So the stronger the ATR, generally the more potential, I suppose you could say, it has. So like this one was a big area that's been going on for ages by the looks of it. That's not this one. That's my alert. It's here where this yellow line is from this bearish candle. So we've had a big bearish candle at the bottom of the range and up. So now if this gets broken, we should get a trigger for sell, and at that point we will enter into the trade, and then we know that we can catch it falling off. Looking bullish in terms of breaking out through the top. We do have a couple of fair values. I'm not sure what the ATR ranges are on them, but we have this one, which is actually an order block. So it's been checked once, twice, 3 times. So that's fully weak now. So if we go up, we're breaking through that in my eyes, and we're going to keep pushing up to these sort of levels here. So it would be worth getting into a trade to catch that. Whoops, I just nearly threw my tea everywhere. Okay, 2 seconds. Just tidying it up. Right, yeah. So, what was I saying? Probably just rambling on about stuff, but yeah. So just this breakaway. If it breaks up, we're going to get that. We've got a fair value gap and a depleted order. So that would be an order block break as well as a fair value gap break. So it's more likely to wick or check into it if it breaks it. But again, you'd wait for confirmation, because you might say that literally just here is actually an untapped, very strong order block. And you might get the candle breakthrough, jump, because it's just picked up all the imbalance of orders, hit to here, and then it'll come all the way back, and then it'll keep pushing. This is why we're waiting for confirmation rather than gambling away. Because gambling, losers. Trying to make educated bets and guesses, still a form of gambling, but it's not as bad. I think I'm going to put my ATR back up to 7.5, and I think I'm also going to set it to wicks rather than candle close. It's just because we seem to be respecting wicking into order blocks and things, so I feel like today we might catch wick entries. So we'll get more entries in. You can see there's more green arrows that have appeared along the bottom here. I just put them more central to the screen. If I change the setting back to close, you watch the arrows. See how a few of them disappeared? And when you wick in, more of them come back. It's obvious. Basically, if a candle closes into the fair value gap and then it closes back out of it, it will give you an entry. And on the wick is if the candle just wicks in and wicks out. So it doesn't have to close in to close out. It can just, as long as the wick, the price point comes into that fair value gap and goes back out, it will give you the entry. The reason I don't normally do that is because that's a bit of a higher risk. Because, for example, obviously it's not shown it this way, but just for example, this candle here, you can see has wicked and come back out. So let's say we're like, okay, yeah, brill. I'll take that. That's my entry here. Boom. Actually, that would have been stopped out. That's not a bad example. Yeah, straight away, next candle, just drop straight down in. Whereas if you know you've got a close out, you're kind of already on the way up. So you're a bit, in my mind, a bit safer to enter. But you can see that this is my normal 3-to-1 ratio. And look at the size of these candles. These are the sort of candle sizes that you get on like US Open and stuff. And this is 8 AM before the UK market even opens at 9. And they're this big already, the amount of volume that's in them. So we are in, I think there's a lot of money going in and out of gold at the minute. And the candles just generally are getting bigger. Tell you what though, glad I didn't chase into this thinking it's going to be a bullish run up.
Rolling down the windows, let the sun shine through. Just cruising down the interstate. We could go wherever as long as I'm with you. Don't care what anyone will say. They say I'm crazy, I lost my mind.
I mean, I'm saying all this. I've got 0 viewers. No one's watching, and no one is definitely going to go back and watch it.
So let's hit the road, oh let's hit the road. Wherever you go, whenever it gets cold, I'm gonna follow whatever you do. No matter where, just know I'll be with you. Red light, I wanna kiss you at every red light. You know we could go wherever you like. So baby, let's get lost in all of those headlights. One hand on the wheel, your other hand in mine.
You can just see how fast these candles are moving. But these candles on their own are pretty much the size of what my stop loss would be. Very dangerous game at the minute. I need to really be careful with my entries. As to whether we even get a trade today or not, I don't know. It all entirely depends. I need to feel quite confident about the sort of setup, because this range here would normally only be about 50 pips, and it's twice the size. It's 100 plus. I mean, I could risk half the amount and have twice the size of a stop loss, but then I still need it to travel twice as far. So yeah, I just don't like it. It's basically what I'm saying. I don't want to risk and I don't want to push, so I'm just going to sit and wait. Just see again, like we're not really getting any steady fair value gaps stuff. So very small one here on this little sell-off. We had like a doji, so had a sell-off. We've got that, and we're sort of coming back into it. But you can see in terms of what I was saying about the ATRs, basically how big it is. ATR's average true range. Not that I really calculate that so much, but it's basically, in my mind, it's how big is the imbalance, how big is the gap from the fair value or whatever. So like obviously this one here the distance between this wick and this candle, the gap is a lot bigger than this. So I take the smaller ones out, just because sometimes they're not necessarily as strong. But don't get me wrong, as a checking, they can be really strong. So sometimes they make a big order block and it just gets just completely disregarded. We had one wick in, we've got 2 wicks, we had a wick into respect, and then it come lower, and a wick into respect, and then it was like, yep, and then it broke out again. So it's like, there's a lot going on there. We could have had an entry, but we didn't actually get one, obviously, so you don't take it. And then here you can see it's just tapping along it. Wicked in, respect, wicked in and sold off, wicked in and sold off. But it's just not clean enough. Kind of where I'm getting at. It feels too noisy, too condensed, and everything in terms of price is covering everything, with the occasional like sporadic wicks out, and just the forming of the candles doesn't seem clean. Like when you look at it, there's like price jumps and gaps and lots of wicks, and overall a big indecision. So like if you go to like a higher time frame that's got less candles, you can see more how flat it is, the more indecision that we've got going on. And although there's not really a grand amount of, I suppose you could call it volume, because the candles have stayed white, there's no real, not even here, it's had its direction, and then it's like, you'd think that this big wick and that push back upwards just be a pivot, but it's not. So I feel like we're just ranging. Got indecision, we're just ranging. It's basically what I'm getting at, is that there's no real direction. A bit like here. But the whole day, yesterday afternoon, this was the trade that we caught. So we had our morning range and then it broke long and we caught this breakout. We missed the dip back down, but you can see for the whole time this low here, we just respected this order area. So this would have been an overall range, and we're trading obviously these smaller ranges here. Prime example, there we go. So this range that we traded, 74 pips, less than that. From bodies to bodies is 60 pips. So if we just move that over to here, you can see how much smaller that range is. Either or, it just doesn't seem to be. This is like a stress factor on the price, in my eyes. So it's causing a lot of money to funnel in. Maybe investors, maybe buyers, people that long hold, people who are trying to dump off and sell their holdings because they're unsure about it. In fact, before I delete that, similar to here, this range here is quite a big range that we just sat in all day. And we ended up not trading it at all until we had a bit of a breakout. So it may be similar to that, because we had a bit of volatility, we've had a push, massive sell-off. So it's a day of patience.
wanna hear about her mother, or why she never felt she had a home. It's funny you didn't say she had a brother, but that her friend's the one she used to know. 'Cause if I'm honest, I don't know why you keep on beating this dead horse. Can't you see that I'm jealous? If she made such an impression, go get her. 'Cause baby, it's her or me, and no in between. And no in between. If she made such an impression, go get her. 'Cause baby, it's her or me, and no in between. Maybe when I'm older and I'm wiser, I'll keep my self-respect intact. 'Cause even though I wish you never loved her, I can't erase the past you had. I don't know if you see my side. After all that we've been through, would you still take mine? Tell me I'm not crazy, at least I'm pretty sure. 'Cause if everything broke down, would you run to her? I don't know why you keep on beating this dead horse. Can't you see that I'm jealous? If she made such an impression, go get her. 'Cause baby, it's her or me, and no in between. And no in between. If she made such an impression, go get her. 'Cause baby, it's her or me, and no in between. I called you tonight. I've been thinking this for too long. Send a message, you don't reply. I'll keep looking for you, even if it's wrong. I'm sitting all alone in my room. You're stuck so high in my head. I don't care if there's no chance. I need to find you. I need to know. I need to know. I need to know if you're still in your heart. I need to know. 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 I need to know if I'm still in your heart.
Just to clarify, I'm not in this trade. I'm not setting this trade up. It was just to placate my urge and patience and boredom, and just to see if it would react off of this fair value gap as like an imbalance to continue selling off as soon as it had kind of just started to break the lows of this middle range. Or what? See, either or, basically. But I mean, I feel like it's just going to go bloop and just get stopped out within the next minute or so. But it'll be typical that the one that I don't actually trade, where I'm just chucking it in as a forecast, will be the one that plummets and drops, and I'd have been perfectly in there. As you could, in respect of this green candle, say that that's like an order block. You know, this whole area along here is one big order block that lines up, and we've wicked into it massively, respected it, got a little bit noisy, broke through it with a fair value gap, checking that order block break, and then selling off. So that's like the perfect setup in that respect, which is why I've kind of run the mock-up as if I was trading it. I'm not trading it, I'm not in it, but so yeah, it was just something I'd spotted when we started to get really big sort of swinging candles there, and then this broke. As soon as this broke and that one came up, that's why I put this on, obviously. But we'll just see. By the looks of it, I was possibly right. Like, how wild are these candles being, man? This candle alone is like nearly, it's like 25 pips. Half of it's a fucking wick. This is mental, mate. We definitely need like a solid confirmation, I think, rather than a presumptions. I don't know why I said that word so weirdly. But yeah, look at that turnaround, man. All in from like end to end is obviously a 40 pip thing, and we're only like a little bit off at each end, so that's easy, like 30-35 pips in 2 minutes. That's moved. It's nice if you catch a trade and then it just goes and, you know, you end up winning that, but the volatility of the way this is moving, oh, there you go, let's see out anyway. It's just not for me, man. It's just not for me. This is partly why I'm not trading that, like the risk of it, because the setup that I explained about it, the break-in and that, is more than valid. But there's no, again, like I referenced here, where there's no way of really seeing the entry in. You could say the same here, like this candle that's wicked down and then shot bullish to become effectively a big bullish move. I mean, I know it's only 2 candles and it's not kept running and running and running, but like, it is a big bullish move. It's 40 pips, you know, it's plenty of money. But like, where do you get your entry? Because there's so many gaps around here. Like, this is a gap where it's a big jump between that. This is a gap. This is a gap between candles. This is a gap between candles. This one excuse me, technically gapped down, so there's an overlap, but it's still price jumped. It's probably mine, and that one's probably not actually on my trading software. But and then here, look at where all the opens and closes are. It actually looks more like Heikin-Ashi candles than it does anything else. You look at the open and closes on that, like the way they overlap, it literally is like it's finding an average price from like a Heikin-Ashi rather than like the Japanese candlesticks. But and again here, like what's this all about? So that's obviously open there because it's a bearish candle, but this was bullish, so it closed up here. So there's like a gap here of this much. Again, to me, it just adds to the potential danger or likelihood, even if you're right, but the likelihood of like being wrong or getting stopped out if you are right. But we have just developed a fair value there, obviously, of which we may break back into, fill this order back up. So let's say we go break, and then it will print it, come back up, check, and down. And then the reaction to come back up will be from in here off of this, as if this is the order block. And then we can carry on pushing down. And our entry would be on this confirmation. I'll move them around as the candles print if it prints that way, but this would be what we would be looking for. And if the chart and the candle and everything like that doesn't give us that, then obviously we don't have a trade. We don't try and force it. Because equally we could be wrong, and it could literally just do, oh, we're checking into this sort of imbalance of buyers. There's plenty of buyers still in it. Okay, this is a big order block right here because, you know, wick, push, bang, go, go. Just coming back for that little rubber band stretch, and then whoosh, off it goes. And then at this rate, like, where do we look for? And by the looks of it, it's filling it straight away. Not closing through it though. So this fair value, if this breaks to the downside, then I expect the indicator will probably print that fair value dash line. It doesn't seem to. Not that it matters.
bring it back. They bring it back. Bring it back, 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 back. They bring it back. They bring it back. They bring it back. Bring it back. They bring it back. Bring it back. Back. They bring it back. Bring it back. They bring it back.
There we go. So, and again, like I said, this is why I don't like trying to predict pricing. Because technically it would have been this candle that put us in, and then we would have just been straight out again. And this is why I don't like to predict, but you can see how it has bounced and respected that. So it's taken that as an order block. So you could have put a long here. Whoops, hold on, I'm pressing buttons. Can you please just... So let's clean this up. Hold on, I'm making a mess here. I've got too many drawings and too many everything's going on. So as soon as we picked this up as an order block area, we could have aimed for the middle of it. We would have got a nice little 3-to-1 there, but it's just not worth the risk. Because at the same token, the sell-off looks strong. And it generally is working its way down. It's zigzagging, which to me says it's coiling up to then just blast off up. But there's no way of knowing when it's going to do it, because this technically was a bullish order block and then it's broke. Now this is a bullish order block, and obviously it's not broke. But then looking further back, like this one came from here, from this sort of top candle into this area. A lot of these have been wicked into. So this fair value there is pretty much where we've tapped into. And I think that could be the bottom, because there isn't any other fair value gaps or order blocks that haven't been wicked out. So this actually could be, let me just clear that one off for a sec. This could actually be the fair value that's being respected. but you can see that it's not made that high, like it's lower than the previous, because there is just a general pressure of down. It's almost like a channel. Again, this is something I don't trade, but I sort of looked into to try and at least have a vague understanding. You know, you trade the top and the bottoms of the channels. You can just see it's messy, it's wicked, bounce to the top, bounce to the top, and it's wicked, bounce. And then there possibly will be people trading the breakout of this channel. But then by the time we get that breakout, we've made a new high. So we get the breakout, and then the retest is our entry up. It just depends if my strategy gives me a valid entry in sort of cooperation with other people and their entry and the way that they would trade. Because although we are constantly pushing down and sitting in a channel, more often than not we find a little support level that holds it up before it breaks to the low of the channel, and then a support level that breaks, and then a support level that breaks. So now we're making a bit of a support level, and by the looks of it, it's about to break. Let me get rid of this. There we go. So it has broken as the candle closed as well. So we've broken into that low. So now potentially this is an order block break where we might just wick back up. As to how far, I'm not sure, but we do have now printed a bearish fair value gap entry. And again, I'm not going to put like a limit sell order in here at the risk that the volatility of the candle is just going to take me straight out, because I might only just get wicked in, but the spread might be 10 or 15 pips. So just me getting just wicked in will instantly take me out on stop loss. Let me see if I can, if I put them as a line. What colours have I got? Oh, they're yellow and white. So let's do yellow's fine because you can see that. Bright red. There we go. So the white line that stays showing up is obviously just where the price is currently, but the red and the yellow line is the bid and ask price. So you'll see that move, and then the candle will catch up to it. And you can see it is just pushing up and pushing up. So you can see how it moves faster. But that spread at the minute is about, yeah, it's about 0.1. So it's like a 10. Partly what I expect it to be on a regular, to be fair. So actually, where we have just, yeah, well, I was going to say we have wicked into it, so you can see at the top there we're getting an arrow. So the fair value gap is actually that big. So if this turns pink, which it didn't, okay, but if that had turned pink, then we would be looking for an entry. And normally I would, so say this was pink, I've got bearish arrow, and then I've got high enough volume, a wick rejection. I would then measure it back 0.5, which is pretty much where the candle is now, and then put that in to where I want my entry to be. But given the volatility, I don't trust it. So I would put it to 1, which is now, because you see the candle's just jumped into it. But it wasn't red, so I'm not taking the risk. It may well be right. So this is where our entry should be after we had that confirmation. Just going to delete that just to clean it up a bit. Also, I'm going to turn these back off. I can't have 3 lines at the same time. It jars my eyes. But here you can see that we've tapped and wicked slightly, and now we're just tapping back in with a wick to come back out. But again, I'm not confident in this. I know we had a big sell-off here to break that order block, and now we've checked into that fair value, which is exactly on a regular sort of behaving day. I probably would have just gone for this one, even at a 0.5. But this is up to like, you know, it's on a 0.1. Sorry, on a 10 pips basically instead of 5. Just because of the volatility. But I like, they're not strong enough. So both of these sell signals to me aren't quite strong enough. And I may miss the trade. It may just suddenly just carry on and drop out and come all the way down to here. And I may have missed the trade, and that would have been, you know, an entry and everything. But I'm skeptical, just given the volatility of everything. Wait for that. Yeah, see, again, we've had an entry. That was a bearish bullish, sorry. So that closed bullish. But none of them seem to tell me that the sell is on. And then maybe by the time, say this one did just drop down and become red, entry is like down here. We're halfway through our trade at that point, but entry would be down here, and you got to wait for it to pull back up to trigger you in. And given that it's already wicked 2-3 times, to me it makes that fair value gap weaker. So if it manages to come back up to that point, it's likely to keep pushing through.
I'm heading down a dark road. Now that I've lost this, now I'm in pieces. I swear I'd never see you go. Thought it was real when you said forever. And baby, I tried to put up a fight, but my heart always ends up back on my sleeve. Made me feel brand new, and I believed you when you told me that you'd never leave me. But now I feel like I can't breathe. Yeah, I'm missing parts of me I didn't know I had before I ever knew you. I'm falling to pieces.
So what's that now? Like, that's 5 wicked entries that we've just been given. And not one of them has enough sell volume to turn pink. 6. This is going to be the one, isn't it? Because this closed low, closing in. This one's got to close down and break, and if it does, then it's going to start falling. If it doesn't, and it will jump bullish, maybe come like up to here somewhere, because there is a gap between these candles and between these candles, and that's on TradingView and my exchange, not exchange, whatever, trading platform.
I'm falling to pieces. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Falling to pieces.
There we go, broken away. Will it respect it? Will it take this as another order block? I think we're falling away, to be fair. Oh, we've closed in line with it. Wicked it, but we've closed in line with it. So this was our first actual entry to sell. And although it has worked out, we didn't really get any validation from any of these candles. And we had 1, 2, 3 chances to get in, I suppose you could say. Oh, that's gone. That's a little bit sucky, to be fair. We just didn't quite. 6 attempts, 6 signals we got from this fair value gap. And now we're blasting down. Look, would have been nice. Would have been nice to be in that. We've just cleared the middle of the range, broken to the downside with a fair value gap, checked it a few times. Let's just clear these off. I'll leave that one up there for now. Okay, so where are we at? Yeah. Bosh. Okay. Oh. What a reaction. We didn't actually get a we had an arrow at one point, but we didn't actually get a confirmed arrow on candle close. I mean, I don't blame myself for missing this, as nice as it was. It's just the amount of volatility, to me, trading's always going to be there. So, or the charts will be and stuff like that, and it will calm down eventually and back to regular sort of trading and stuff. But I can't risk for the loss that might have been versus the win that it could be. I think even this would have been scary to sit in. Say I'd got in on the first candle. Just watch that, half expecting it to bonk, suddenly just shoot up and take me out. And but we are, bloody hell, look at that. Jesus, what a jump. You kidding me? Well, I'm not really sure what I'm expecting. Am I expecting to buy this bottom area? We were waiting for it to get to the end of the range to either respect it or break out, and it's sort of respected it. It's been a messy way down, and a messy way down could mean a bounce back up. But now I think for me we're too high. Right, what's that? 27 on the stop loss. Like we need to, yeah, okay. What sort of price we're looking at? 120.58. Let's see that on my. Have we just missed it? I think we're going to miss it. Yeah. That's going to give us another entry. Okay. Oh, oh. Hi. I don't really know what's what for this, to be honest. I think it's still trying to sell, isn't it? Even though we've got two there, I just don't think it's. I don't think it's taken enough of this. Yeah. It wants more from here. So this was definitely the sell that we should have taken. And then once it closes below, it's going to knock all of those. It's a shame, really. Because we could have followed that down with stop loss as well from this break to there. There we go, we're right to the bottom of it now. It's still pushing down. What do we think it's going to do? Turn bullish by the looks of it, no? Might have to zoom out just a little bit to see where do we reckon if it's going to go. We've got some big wicks there to cover from yesterday's orders, haven't we, really? Given how much that Trump speech upset the market. So what's that? It's like 31.06. Oh, it's too hard now, isn't it? It's too hard to try and chase and work out until we get either lower or some sort of entry. Like, where's this one down there on the 5 minute? Sort of like 30.88 or something like that. Although that 1 minute time frame seems to be ticking round. It's turning already by the look of it. Look. Is that reacting off of this low, do you think? I mean, it's possible. It is an area to react from.
Got people checking on me, asking me if I'm okay. Appreciate it, but my answer is always the same. Tired of myself, I wish I could get out my brain. All these thoughts and these feelings are driving me insane. Wish I could do this, wish I could do that. Wish I could just wake up and focus without dealing with all the stress of existence. Feelings of enjoyment and excitement feel distant. I know I'm not alone, I just want someone to listen to the things I have to say, to the shit I have to deal with every night and through the day. But it doesn't help.
Oh,
Everyone away, my emotions keep on telling me
I
that
don't know. I really don't know.
keep it all in my heart. Keep it inside and let it tear me apart. Every night I cry cause I don't know where to start. Even now as I try to let it out in my heart.
More bothered that
Never had this kind of problem with my
didn't
It's even gone as far as making me consider death.
I didn't get in up here.
Never do it, but the thoughts are there. No matter how much I
Because there's times where I do break the rule of having the volume candle colours.
don't pull others inside it.
And I'm just like, no, it's okay.
It's really not it cause I still feel like I'm always the problem with or without it. I'm caught in a
And now we're in that like limbo of, is it going to hit this bottom area and respect it as a break and sell off, or is it going to go up? And I don't know if you can tell, but I'm very fucking aggy. Even the 5 minutes has literally just been straight red, straight green, like dunk dunk. Right, there's got to be just so much money sitting in this little box down here somewhere. Like from this low, probably, like that's a good enough order block. Like from there to there, I reckon. It's just loads of money just sitting there. We broke this really low, and then we had like a big buy. Oh, actually, would you look at that? Look, from the wick of that candle here, straight across to the perfect wick in from that order block area here. You'd never be able to predict that unless you're ballsy, but straight down, straight up, madness. That'd have been nice to get in that though, wouldn't it? And now we're back. Now we're back. We're in the range again. Like, what do we do? Where do we go? And we're at that point of stagnation for a minute or two. Or it's just going to break straight through it.
I woke up again at 5 a.m. Can't get you off my mind. Can't figure out who I am if I can't call you mine. These four walls come caving in. I can't get no rest. Outside, breathing in your last cigarette. I would've followed you down, baby. Followed you down, down, down. How many been in your bed lately? You really make your way around. You say you lay with me forever, but I'm alone with another round. With another round. I'm drunk, I can't call. And ask why you left me for someone else. I'm just trying to make last call and get drunk while you fall into love with someone else. Myself, I don't know where I've been. I taste like ash in wine. When you wake up with him, does his body feel like mine? I would fall you down, baby, fall you down, down, down. I've only been in your bed lately. You really make your way around. You say you lay with me forever, but I'm alone with another round, with another round. I'm just trying to make last call. If I'm too drunk, I can't call and ask why you left me for someone else. I'm just trying to make last call and get drunk while you fall into love with someone else. I've been sad before, but not like this. 'Cause I had it bad for you since our first kiss. Oh. Yeah.
It's amazing how small this looks to these candles, man. Just shows how risky it actually is trying to trade this. Bonkers. I didn't take this trade. I just can't believe how big these candles are. So much volume in gold, man. This is mad. Like for me, I know I'm getting these candles, arrows, and I had them up here as well without the colours. But here, that was green, even though the volume came in because of the sell-off. This one was a strong green. Like this could just be an order block. And it's clearly pushing down, but it's not at the same time. Excuse me. It's not at the same time because the candles aren't going anywhere. We're just getting a 30 pip movement from them. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Like even on the 5 minutes, it's like... It's partly why I drew this in, because we had a down, up, down, but the close was sort of there. So I figured we would come halfway up. Well, that would have been a win. That was definitely low enough there. Oh, it was low enough back here anyway, but... It's just mad how small that looks on those candles. I don't think I've ever seen it like that before. Jesus. Again, I didn't take that trade, but never mind. So much movement. Just making me grin at myself. Like I'm not trading it. I know I could have. I'd probably be like, I'd be in for a good win right now, but it'll be the one that I take. Will be the one that doesn't do what it's supposed to in that respect. Like the way it's moving, it's like it's... I just don't know. There it goes. Bloop. Watch it. Ding. Like I feel like we're at such a crucial point to where it's going to suddenly reverse or something, but you watch, it's just going to end up pushing down and down and down, and I could have just been in a short all day, all morning. No, it's like it's definitely too far gone. We're right down, mate. It's almost like watching crypto the way this is moving. And you get that FOMO of, no, I could be in profits. Is that it? Is that the change? We've got a little bullish tick there. I just don't know, man. It is hard to know because this is bearish technically. Not overly strong as a bullish reaction. We do have a double fair values down here, which is below all of these wicks. But it could just suddenly go, couldn't it? It could just suddenly take off and start flying up again. It's a good time for a pivot. Okay, so we've got 8 seconds left. Does that hold bullish? No, it doesn't. I think it's still trying to sell, you know.
You're gonna get burned if you come too close, it's true. You're the one who lived.
Is it about to drive down? No?
Me much higher. Yeah, you're the one who lived me up.
Okay, well, we are getting... I did think that this was going to be bearish, but I'm not sure. It just doesn't fill me with much confidence. In the same way that we got like 1, 2, 3 bullish candles here, we got 1, 2, 3 bearish signals, sorry, here. Like it's trying to, wants to, not sure. That's going now. Literally mixed signals. Which do you believe? Bearish momentum? Bullish, because we've got double here. Like a stacked fair value gap. It's been wicked into. This is why you should have been in a trade up here, and then you just float your stop loss. So you'd be in your trade like that, and your stop loss, you know, float it down to there. I mean, to be fair, I probably would have floated it down here and been stopped out there, but say I was still in, floating it down on the next one, floating it down on the next one, so it would be floated down to here. So stop loss would be down here at the minute. All of this just wouldn't matter. If it breaks and carries on, great, you move your stop loss down. Clearly that management isn't working because you're not in that trade. I think we can delete both of these now. Past the point of caring for them, I think. We'll work it out if we get back there. Still again with the mixed signals. Okay, something I've noticed, we've got a wick bullish and then a wick to match it. It just fell short of matching it, but this could be the sign of a push as to how powerful, straightforward, whatever it is. Don't know, to be honest. Excuse me. Well, it looks like we've had the push up. We've had a nice little break there, and maybe we're just checking back in to fill this up, and then maybe we could get a long out of that.
It's never too late to reach for the stars up high. Even though it takes running through the darkness, this is my time. I'm ready, so ready to chase my dream. It's so close, so don't close. Find self-esteem. Used to think that I'll never get to where I wanna be. I've been through my endeavor. I understand now, and I am ready to grow.
Well, it's definitely not respecting that bullish, is it? We've broke bullish, and now we're already breaking a bearish one inside it. I'm not sure what this day is. Because the thing is, I could have actually had probably like a couple of decent trades and maybe even a few losses or whatever, but the decent trades would have far outweighed in terms of the profit made. Probably one of those decent trades would do for like 3 or 4 losses just to be at a break even, so don't know. I'm just going to go with expecting a sell-off, I think. What do we reckon? I feel like this top wick bearish close picked up from here as an order block from where we had sell signals. So we can look for it to push. And we've checked back in to these order block levels. Yeah, go on, fall away, mate. Or not. What? Oh, what is it doing, man? Just keeps feeling so like unpredictable. Like you just can't trust, like this candle here, you can't trust that that is a pivot point that it's going to sell off at. It's just not. Well, there you go. Fucking win. A little bit annoying. I did end up I was in a short. I just broke all my rules and was just like, sod it. From up here, I think.
Dreaming of ways you say I'm the one. And since back in the day, we have remained closer to falling in love. I wanna hold you every night through the thunder and the sunshine. I wanna feel your arms so tight around my heart tonight. Waiting all my damn life, taking every chance to show you I'm
What do you reckon now? Up or down?
taking over the sun, 'cause you are the one to shoot me in the heart. And I'll be challenging kings for the power to bring love back to the sun. I wanna hold you every night through the thunder and the sunshine. I wanna feel your arms so tight around my heart tonight. Waiting all my damn life, taking every chance to show you I'm right. Past the fading tears, hold me tight and tell me I'll be alright. Hold me tight and tell me I'll be alright.
Look at that for a daily candle. Shit and hell. Well, wherever that trend line is that I had drawn there, it's definitely broken it. I reckon we're coming back down to here, you know. 29.86 kind of zone. Let's go to the 5 minutes and work out what. Oh, hello. Ah. Interesting how we're respecting that there. Down on that trend. I extend that up. Well, look at that. What an entry. I mean, that's 3 o'clock in the morning for me, but imagine catching that. So you've had a break, consolidation, check, drop. Tell you what, that's some distance, isn't it? Imagine getting in on that. 690 pip move. Madness. We are turning bullish here on this 5 minutes. And this is the last minute of that bullish candle. I mean, we could just be breaking into this to continue negative, but we've had a 15-minute break, check, drop. So much opportunity for a sell today. Come on, man. Just messy on that 1 minute though. It's really messy. Or maybe I should have upped my time. Just to get rid of some of that noise. I don't know though. Like I wouldn't have found a last 10 seconds. It's turned green, but look at that. That's not a very... It's not overly strong, is it? Can at least expect maybe 1 or 2 checks before it even comes back.
Darling, I know, you know I'm a bit tired or more. You want me to stay far away for sure. Every morning, know all of my thoughts.
This would have been absolutely epic. Like here. 350. The stop loss there as well. I mean, I'd never still be in it. This pullback would have hit my stop loss for sure, but still. Imagine treating it like a swing trade and just being like, well, it's broke, so, you know, we're selling. So you can just, it's messy. Like the pullbacks alone are just scary. That would have been an amazing trade. Right, do we trust this? It's printing out as if it's going to be a bearish. Do we trust it? Because, to be honest, on my ridiculous target, it would have been down to this 8586 area, and we've kind of got there. So I don't know whether we do actually. It's printed as a bearish, but it's a bullish candle into it, so I think we're gonna probably come like back up to here or something. Okay. I really don't know what's... Like, I don't know whether to just take a chance on a sell here or what. We've got five signals. Each seems to be pushing slightly, like in to break it, but they're all kind of respecting. But I feel like if we're going to get the sell, we're going to need... I don't know, to aim to down here or something, maybe past it. 85.30. I mean, it looks like it wants to sell off, surely. What are we on now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 signals. Okay, that's the one we're in. It's just whether is it going to go. Should go past this point, surely. We're on like a big downtrend, effectively, on the higher time frames. Yeah, I committed to it. After getting so many like entries there, missing it, entries there. I mean, this wasn't as good, but then this just followed the same sort of scenario. And to be honest, I thought this double line here was at least going to be a move. I mean, I probably should just close the trade rather than hanging on for the lottery, but the greed of missing this, probably not a good thing, but no, wait for that to jump back up there. Jesus, okay. Turn and sell. Come on, turn and sell. Something tells me it's not. This is a definitely like a bullish move in my mind. It's closed higher. You basically got two candles the same at a turning point, and in the direction of is the higher candle. And obviously, if it was a sell, it would be like this one here. Although the wick's higher on this sell-off one, but alright, well, I closed out a bit there. So, smallish win in comparison to the move of everything today. Oh my gosh, 12:23. Okay. Not long left for this stream. Whoa, it's gonna go now. You watch it just suddenly get to wherever my stop loss would have been sitting. I could have stayed in the trade and then it's going to sell off again. Well, it seems that it's coming back down again. I feel like I'm just going to have to be, if I get into another one later this afternoon, I'm just going to have to be braver with it. But it's safe to say that Trump's nonsense last night has G'd up all of the UK traders this morning, because there's some serious retail volume blaring through. So annoying. Look at that. Just perfect entries there. Continuation entry there. And I bet this is going to be an entry as well that I should have held on to. Something tells me it's literally just about to fucking go. I should have been in it. Should have been still in it. Alright guys, I think I'm done with the stream for now. This is a trade that's not happening. The day's uneventful really. Just watched a range that I wasn't going to trade. Found the breakout and then for some reason didn't enter it. I mean, the reason was valid because of the volume in it, but either way. So now I'm taking a break. I'm having some lunch. Stream's going to end. And then I'll resume in a bit.